This is John Pierce at we're Contamination DEFCON 4 with Alex Vincent. How are you doing, sir? Doing well. Got a couple questions for you. Dave Dyer that puts together all these contaminations. What's been your experience with him?
I mean, I heard Dave's name for like the past 3 years. I've known about this show, and this was the first year that worked for me to come out. It's been cool, accommodating, and nice, and friendly.
It's always a lot of fun. Yeah. What's been your best thing that you can take out of Contamination? The people, the fans, hanging out?
Yeah, it's always the fans. It's always the people. It's always making friends and mingling and partying. Like, you know, that's really why you gotta go.
We've definitely been partying a little bit. Last night was a complete blur.
Yeah, last night was fun.
At least for me, it was good. A couple questions about Child's Play.
Okay.
How did you get through it?
Auditioning. I just auditioned. I was in New York City auditioning for a lot of things when I was a kid. 3 or 4 times a week I'd go from Jersey to New York City to audition. So it's just a role that I got. I got some callbacks and I got it. So.
And at first, like, the director, did you know it was a horror film?
Yeah.
You specify? Okay.
Yeah, I knew. I read the whole script. By the time we went to shoot the film, I had the entire script memorized, all my lines, all everybody else's lines, to the point where if they ad-libbed a little bit, I would be like, no, that's not how it goes.
Yeah.
No, it's okay.
When you were a kid, like, what were you thinking? Like, oh, a child and a doll and like killers and all this stuff. Like, what were you thinking was going through your mind?
That's hard to say, man. To remember what was going through my mind at 6 years old.
I got you.
Yeah. I can only speculate. No thanks.
But it was a fun experience, though.
It was, yeah.
Did you like filming number 1 better or number 2 better?
Number 1, I was a little more comfortable with the cast. We had a pretty close relationship, me and Catherine Hicks and Chris Sarandon. And part 2, me and Christina Elise were close, but outside of that, I didn't really have as much of a relationship, I don't think, with the other actors. But I was a little more comfortable because I had done it before. So, for different reasons.
Well, that girl, you guys have to be close because she played like kind of the sister role.
Yeah.
And then she was with you almost the entire time in the film.
Yeah.
And fans have been wanting to know, what's your favorite kill that Chucky's done?
My favorite kill of Chucky's?
It could be in your movies, in any of the others.
I think it's in part 2, the factory with the eyes poking through the guy's eyes.
I remember we were talking about that. When I watched that as a kid, I watched it once, and then every time since then, I've been kind of like, oh man, because it's so violent. Like,
yeah.
He's working on it. He's like, oh, what's this malfunction?
Yeah.
And then boom, straight down.
Perfect.
And it was just crazy.
Yeah.
Final question. I know you told me the other day that they didn't want you in number 3 because you were so young. And I personally think that was a mistake. Like, I loved you in number 1, number 2. I think like they could have still done the movie like he was like 10 or 11 and sent him off to boarding school. Military school.
Yeah.
To like, all right, maybe he's like, did him a better life and stuff, and like everything's calm now. It's been a couple of years, and I think that was a major mistake on their part. I just wanted to let you guys know.
All right.
And because it's not just me saying that; it's other fans. Cause like, and what's your take on all the other ones? Like, have you watched all the other ones? Do you like the other ones? Do you not like them?
I have watched them, and I like them. I think the idea really became it's difficult for a 2.5-foot villain to continue to scare people movie in, movie out.
Yeah.
It comes to a point where you have to kind of make fun of yourself, recognize the comedic factor of it, and embrace it, and kind of like dance in on the joke a little bit, let them in on what's humorous about it.
And Brad's voice is just out of control.
Yeah, and it works really well for comedy too. I mean, the character of Chucky, he always had a little bit of a comedy to him.
Yeah, he gets creative with his death, but also, like you said, like when he's talking, like he can scare the shit out of you, or he can like make you laugh. And I always thought that was cool, because like 1 minute he's like, like laughing, like in the first one, like when he's like, shooting, he's running around that car, and he's all like laughing, he's like, you can't hurt me, you can't hurt me. Well, that's kind of funny. And then like when he gets shot, and he's pissed. And I'm just like, oh man, that's nuts. So
yeah, Brad was perfect for it.
They couldn't have picked a better actor.
Yeah.
Well, it's been a pleasure and honor, sir. And be sure to check out this interview, guys, at www.contamination.com.